So welcome again to NVCBIDDER.com, helping you get on your way to buying foreclosures online at the trustee sale. This is James Guajardo, and today's tutorial we are going to be talking about, I'm going to put it up on the screen, things to do once you win a property at auction. So we're going to be reviewing how you receive the winning bid receipt. We're going to review how you're going to pay for the property, getting title insurance, calling your insurance company. If the property is vacant, change the locks. If it's occupied, placing a notice on the door to notify the recipient. We'll talk a little bit about waiting for the trustee deed to come in the mail, which is normally 10 to 14 days, and also making recommendations and being careful with when you start your rehab. Make sure that you get the trustee deed in. If there is a bankruptcy or anything else that may hold it up, we want to monitor that because you could be out the cost of the rehab if you never receive the trustee deed. So as we go through this, we follow the tutorial button if you ever want to review this, and all you would do is click tutorial, and what ultimately will come up is a page such as this. And what you'll see is registration on the bidder agreement. We've talked about search foreclosures, what's included in NVC Bidder, drive reports, getting comparables. We've run through this entire program, financial tools, customizing your bid parameters, bidding on property, and then ultimately once we win the property. So as we go through this, I'm going to pull up the first thing that we talked about, which is reviewing the bid receipt. So as I pull this back in, you want to receive the bid receipt. So I'm going to give you an example of a bid receipt. And let me bring one in on the screen. So here's an example of a property that we won just last Friday. It's going to, the bid receipt, sometimes it's tough to read because they're being scanned and sent in, but essentially the critical pieces are, it's going to tell you what the winning bid amount is, and ultimately who to make the check out to. Sometimes it's hard to read, and we can help support this if you're going to be paying the property for yourself. This was an LPF sale, if you can see the logo or up on top up here. And right here, it was stamped Recon Trust Company. So on this one, we're going to want to make it out to Recon Trust, or you can wire the funds total amount to our brokerage account, and we're happy to fund the property for you. We'll send you a confirmation that the property is being paid for. We do that currently as a courtesy, but we have to have the funds into our wire account received by noon the day of funding. So as we go through this, let me pull back out. That's receiving the winning bid receipt. Again, you're going to want to fund it by the following day before close of business, which is 5 p.m. So try not to make it too close on time. The second thing that we want to review is how you're going to pay for the property. Actually, we just talked about that, how you're going to pay for the property. You want to make sure that you follow through the bid receipt. The third thing, getting title insurance. We recommend companies such as Fidelity Title or First American. It's important for you to have a relationship with companies like that. When you purchase a property, we will send the re-lien check out to those companies, and they'll pull a full title report and then give you options of the nominal cost to receive title insurance so that you can protect yourself on the purchase of the property. The fourth item here is to call your insurance company. We have a local broker, insurance broker, who brokers all of our transactions in-house. We recommend whoever you deal with insurance for your personal home or so forth, call them and make sure you let them know that you bought an investment property and send them pictures and whatever else they need, so that in case something happens the day of funding or just afterwards, you're properly insured. Number 5 is if the property is vacant, after you fund the property and you have receipt that you've fully paid for it, you'll want to make arrangements with the locksmith, or now you have legal right to actually access the property and change the locks, etc., and start evaluating for rehab or getting your exit strategy or long-term hold in place. Number 6, if the property is occupied, we recommend that you place a notice on the door to notify the occupant with your information that you bought the property and try to find out their intentions, whether you're an investor and you want to rent it back to them, or you're wanting to, ultimately help ease them out of the property. We take the approach of immediate notification to the occupant by placing a notice on the door. We suggest that you take a picture of that notice and be prepared for possibly having to evict them from the property and run it from there. So if you need any support on that, we have a full-time property management that can help support you on that. Number 7 is wait for the trustee deed to come in the mail. It normally comes in 10 to 14 days, sometimes a little sooner, sometimes a little later. But once the trustee deed comes in, we'll want to make an initial note on here is that we want to record, so let me type that in, record the trustee deed immediately with the county recorder. You can do that. You can go down yourself. We utilize title companies such as Fidelity again or First American, and they can record it for you. So if you're getting additional support from them with title insurance and so forth, as a courtesy, they'll record that for you. That way, now the county has that information. Last but not least, on number 8, we recommend that you start your rehab after the trustee deed is received. We have had on occasion where the occupant filed bankruptcy, the former owner filed bankruptcy, and so they do have the possibility of rescinding the trustee sale. It's tough for them to do it. We've only seen it on a few occasions where the people have actually formally filed bankruptcy. There may be some other occasions, but as a conservative rule, we always recommend not to start your rehab until you receive the trustee's deed, but that's at your discretion. So those are the things to do at once you win a property at trustee sale. I see there's the top 8 things to do to make sure that you're covered after you purchase a property at the trustee sale. So again, this is James Guajardo with NVCBIDDER.com and helping you get on your way to buying